a whole base, you know. So I don't know. You never know, but this is a good time to be vigilant.
Exactly. That reminds me of a book.
You gotta vote. You gotta vote.
Keep your eyes open. You know, stay woke.
Eyelids back.
You know.
Period.
Stay woke. This is a very scary time for us, though.
I'm chilling.
It really is. You said you had a book real quick, but we're gonna go to the show real quick.
Yeah, no. When he was talking about the predictive programming, it's like there was a book. I think it's called The Darkest Side. I might have to double check that, but it was a book basically talking about the coronavirus. Like it came out in like 1980, like 80-ish or whatever, and it's the disease in the book is called Wuhan 400, and that's like where coronavirus was rumored to have started in, like in Wuhan, China. And it's like just a new disease that like wipes out a whole bunch of people. Like that's the premise of the book. It's like one of those doomsday books based around what's it called? Biological warfare. Like that shit. And
biological warfare.
Yeah, and it's like Wuhan 400, and it's supposed to be like coronavirus, and it's like the exact same premise.
Yikes.
That's just crazy.
And there's another movie, like another movie that came out.
Shit. Like someone is writing this out.
And there's another movie that came out like a few years back. Yeah, it's just maybe there's another one like that, but I think it's like a Korean movie or something like that where they said the disease is called coronavirus also.
Oh yeah, it's on Netflix.
The movie's on Netflix. Yeah,
it's on Netflix.
I didn't watch it. So I was like,
showing us everything that real key.
Were we supposed to talk about UFOs?
I know
we were, but
let's
just
talk
a
about
lot.
it still. It could be bonus. It's Halloween. Iman. If you want to, I mean, if you don't, I mean, you're the host.
No, I kind of don't want to.
That's fine. We'll save that for another time.
Yeah, I'm gonna save it for another time. Yeah, but no, but it's been a real episode. It's been one of those episodes, y'all. It's been real. We're gonna close the show. Let everybody know what y'all got going on right now. We're gonna start with Mims, Uso. And then I'll end it. Fair enough?
Yes,
Cool.
Let's get it.
Yo, we got that Thriller video. It dropped, and then the Star Wars video drops the same week as Mandalorian. So
when does that drop?
That's gonna drop on
30th.
The 30th. I'm trying to do it on not the 30th, but like the 1st.
Get those hashtags ready, bro.
First, yeah, those hashtags are gonna be after you ready.
Crucial, bro.
Yeah.
Mandalorian, Star Wars, Mandalorian.
Right.
Disney Plus and us.
Get those hashtags ready, G.
So it's called.
Door open right.
I know that
Yo, what y'all want?
Why are we talking about spirits right now?
No, it was like that.
They're about to waking up.
No, it was a human. It's just like, what if it was? Like, what if the door?
No, it's just like,
get you first.
I'm gonna get first. Like,
has that ever happened to you guys where you guys talked about a spirit and then something just drops?
yes.
That'd be creepy though.
That's
creepy.
It's gonna be
Alright, so Uzo, you feel me? Follow me out on IG at Uzo Opara. I should be getting a new car soon. About to go shopping for one soon. So. Thank you. But yeah, you know, God willing, I get one for a good price, and I do my thing.
You should go to a car auction.
That's where I got mine.
Car auction. I'm going to CarMax with my mom's friend.
No games.
I'm so serious.
Okay. I'm Anissa. My Instagram is _goldblooded. Right now, I'm working on two things that I'm pretty excited about. One of them is a documentary that has like never been seen by your eyes, and I'm particularly excited to be exposed to, you know, the group of people I'm exposed to who most definitely could be great assets in manifesting that. And as well, I'm writing a book, and I'll just be doing a whole bunch of shit. So I'm like a thief in the night, tail running through the wisteria trees. So you always want to be on your toes.
10
toes. You never know what's coming. Exactly.
Damn. It's your boy Arryon. Arryon the Don. I was just about to put that. I was about to put that. So, you know, follow me on Arryon the Don. I'm about to spell it out for y'all because people don't know how to spell my name.
No,
I'm looking at
Yeah, I'll be looking at that shit on my way. What?
I was looking at what people were texting me. But anyway, it's AYRREON Arryon the Don. Yeah, you know, real nigga shit.
you spell like a Pokemon, like Vaporeon,
Oh my god.
Flareon, Arryon.
Stupid. Anyway, but I you know, I'm just chilling. You know, doing this little acting model and shit. This year is solid. You know, best kind of a good year because the beginning of the year, I thought it was gonna go. Turn weird, but you know, that's all. You know, I appreciate you, Prince, for letting me on this, man. You a real one. No cap.
Nigga, Arryon.
Trying to get on this. I appreciate it.
You know, you need to say what the shit is.
So you know, follow me on the ground. You know, I slept on.
Wait. What about you? You used to do those live interviews. You been teasing about you trying to do those again?
Yeah, I want to do those. Me and my cousin, like, you know, do those little public interviews like y'all wanted to do in Vegas. Yeah, we do those, but like, you know, we tuning in trying to see what we gonna do. But for right now, it's on hold.
Man, if you have the idea, man, is to do it. That's what's up to it, man.
Type shit.
Right now,
There ain't no fucking hole, nigga. Just do it,
nah,
bro.
because we don't, because you know he's like he be lagging.
Well, nigga, you don't need him. You do it yourself. Anyway, I mean, and you know these people here. I'm pretty sure they'll help you. But y'all, it's been real. I'm still writing. That's the sad part. Damn, I'm still writing some shit. Hopefully, I'll have something out by Halloween.
Video coming out.
That's Noble's project. Shout out to Noble, real nigga, bro.
Real nigga Noble.
We were watching the podcast today. No, shout out to that nigga.
Real nigga Noble.
He is a real nigga, dude. The thing is, he could be off saying some off shit, but he'll still say what he says and he stands on it. That's just some real nigga shit.
Yeah, he a real nigga. He stays. He stays.
Some niggas will beat around the bush.
Yeah, he does not beat around the bush.
Yeah, he know.
That's a real nigga.
That's a good quality. That's why I fuck with Noble, because he keep it 100. Like,
Real shit,
you know that he ain't gonna be fake.
Bro, we were talking about like,
And that's
inspiring.
a feat for a Libra. Like, that's a good quality for a Libra to have.
But the podcast,
He a Libra?
Oh, dude, for a
They got
I
podcast.
don't want to rock the boat.
Nigga.
If you're willing to rock
But
the boat, that's
no,
the
look. So
marketing.
I don't know if y'all saw the last episode. Matter of fact, you know, it was a very tense episode.
Like,
Kind of want to bring that girl back.
yeah, bring her back.
I you know, I was
I wish
speaking.
this episode was more.
She needs to be brought down a level.
No, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to bring that. I didn't want to bring
No,
that.
We
I'm
get
not gonna
along
bring her
too
down.
well on this
I didn't want to
podcast.
bring her. Hey, look, I knew y'all probably gonna get into it, but y'all get into it before the podcast. I was like, nah, shit, I want a cool little episode today. I didn't want a little rough one.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, you get variety.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Anything
saying?
can happen on.
And I want that to be your first, you know.
I believe both of their sides. You know, they both have.
No, they both did, but
They have good-
old girl was really going, and I
That
gotta
was
bring her
exactly
back.
how she was
let's
supposed
say,
to be.
you know what
Yeah,
you
listen, I want to
say
bring her
it.
back. So, Sasha,
Black
you know, with
woman
3 A's,
empowerment.
I want to bring you back. I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna hit you in the DMs, and
Yeah, we
because
fuck with that.
Anissa, I really want to have you on that episode too.
Oh my God! Have her and her on the episode.
I want to have you. I want to have you on this
I'm down,
episode too.
Sasha. And I just want to say, you know, I know he said something about, you know, you don't want that to be your first impression from your show, but I feel like if she was speaking from the heart and being genuine with what she was saying, I feel like that is a good first impression, being authentic in what you believe. And I just feel like, you know, you can have multiple perspectives on something and they can all be valid because that's what the truth is. It's just like, you know, a combination
You bring-
of different
No, and
Need
that's
all
true.
of
And no, that's true. But I watched that video a
You
couple
bring
of times,
her,
and
Mims, and Noble.
You just-
nigga, I already said it. I already said it. Nigga, I already know. I was telling him. So
We should do a debate,
Shit is going
like
Nigga,
with
I
points.
know.
If it's a
With
good
points.
topic, if it's a good topic, I'm
With
down
point
for it.
system.
Oh, no.
I got me and Noble winning.
No, it's gonna be good.
14-2.
It's gonna be good. I really want to have that episode. I really want to bring them on. I feel like y'all are strong, powerful black women that's gonna speak y'all shit.
Niggas strong.
I mean,
strong
then it's the
back,
guy side too, because
strong arms,
you know we got
impenetrable
strong opinions.
heels. Is that what you're saying, darling? God.
I didn't say all that. All I said
Black
was
women always have to be
powerful, strong.
I like
What
powerful.
you want us to say?
What do you want to say? What you want
Why
me to
you
say?
yelling at me? I'm not
Yeah,
yelling
what
at
you want me to say?
We-
What do you want me to say?
Why
Because
are you
old girl
yelling?
last
Wait,
week was
so-
saying
so
strong
if
black
we
woman.
said- if we
So I
said-
don't- that's
if we
a
said
positive
weak
thing.
black
But
woman-
now I can't say
What do
strong.
you want us to say?
Yeah.
I'll wait till y'all done yelling.
Do you want to do it
at me.
after? Hey, let's keep going,
No,
bro.
we're not.
Let's keep going, bro.
What do you want us to call
No,
you?
yeah.
Okay, are y'all done? No,
Yeah,
okay.
let's go.
You didn't have to yell at me, first of all.
The cocky
I'm right
black
here.
woman, strong
I
black
don't
woman.
mind cocky.
Don't do that.
Let's go. You take cocky, but not.
Cocky is fire. I
She
don't
take
mind
she wants to take cocky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Pause.
first, I wasn't saying there's anything particularly wrong about addressing black women as being strong and like describing that, but it's just like, oh my God, like that's literally all black women here. Like if you ask someone, what do you like about black women? They'll be like, oh, y'all strong, strength, and it's just like it's very tedious and exhausting to have the type of strength that everyone is expecting black women to have, because we engage in and endure a lot of different shit that maybe people might not experience in life, that they are blind to, or they, you know what I'm saying, because they don't have that particular intersection. And it's not that I'm saying you shouldn't categorize this as strong. I'm just saying there's other adjectives that you can use to describe black women with color and variety other than just the strong black woman. Like, you know,
So
that's
what
all
would
I'm
you
saying.
want us to call you? Like, what would
I would
you
just
want
say,
us to
I would say, think beyond that box, because black women.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying that
Strong
there's
doesn't
more.
have a box.
I'm
Strong
not
can conquer
saying
anything.
strong
No,
has a
she
box.
gonna help on the next one, right? Yeah.
I'm not saying strong has a box. I'm just saying that there's other adjectives, and when you post this, if you post this part, I would like to have black women comment in the section of other, you know, other traits. Of course, it would depend on your natural personality, who you are, but there's just so many other things: innovative, creative, enterprising.
But
you know, things like that. It's just always like that. What the go-to is just strong. You know what I'm saying? And it creates these expectations that manifest in ways where black women aren't honored and respected and treated properly, because they think that because of this strength that we're supposed to be able to handle it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
do you know that?
What are you doing?
Do you know that strength? Do you know that
causing-
strength
you're-
overshadows? So as a personality trait, that they teach us this in school. Strength overshadows any personality trait. So the first impression that you can come off as, if you have strength, is going to be strength. You know that, right?
I think that what you're saying, I don't totally disagree. I feel like strength enhances your personal traits.
No, weakness is
It's
shown, and so is strength.
Weakness can enhance your traits in a negative light, but strength enhances. They're both enhancers. They just enhance in a different way. At least that's what I would say. Am I not so humble?
It depends on the type. Yes, it depends on the type of weakness and strength. But strength overcomes all.
You're requesting
So
another
strong.
adjective right now?
No, I wasn't requesting anything. I was inviting you to maybe challenge, you know, your
So,
perception of black women,
but-
to use different words that, you know, other than that.
I'm saying, what would you want us to call you? Like,
Call me personally?
Yeah,
I don't
if
want to
you-
speak
if
for
you
other black
asked
women.
it-
I'm just
No,
saying.
We're
I'm
talking
saying
about
just
you
you in general.
personally.
Yeah, because you said, why would you? So yeah, the other women could see a different perspective, like how you.
Yeah, it would depend. That's why I was
What-
saying.
what
Like,
do you
other black
think?
women comment.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, what would you?
I said I did offer a few moments ago. I did offer some other adjectives. I said innovative, enterprising, ingenuous. I think that's the word. Like ingenuity, like innovative. That's the word that I'm looking for. Just things like that, because those are also elements of strength. But they're strength of the mind and strength of progress that show black women are very much so strong contributors to the future and to upward mobility is what I'm saying, other than just being strong and being able to take a whole bunch of shit. You feel me? I feel like black women are here to do more than take shit, and that's kind of what the perception is.
Okay,
You know
I feel what you're saying. I
feel-
feel what you're saying.
I feel that you don't want to be expect to be strong all the time, but
I also acknowledge that, you know, we true to this.
yeah, but also like also like I feel that, but I want people to know I'm strong too. Like,
It doesn't have to be buts.
You know.
It can be and, because but is a negation. You know what I'm saying? And is in addition to. You feel me? It's just another way.
So what if I said powerful?
Yeah,
That's good.
Because
That's
you.
facts.
Okay, so
I didn't have a problem with that.
Okay.
But okay, so just so you know, you'd rather have people see you as strong than weak, you know, so that way they don't attack you in a certain way.
If people are going to see you, how they're going to see you, because it all depends on their own ego and everything. So it's like if someone wants to position themselves as stronger than you, they'll try to position you as weak. If someone wants to make you seem stronger than them to where it benefits them, that's what they do. People do that in general, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, whatever.
But as a quick history lesson on it, the Indians showed, even though they were strong people, they showed weakness first, and then that's what made them get conquered. And you know, and the Indian tribes speak about this to this day. They say if they wish they had shown strength first, and they felt like the white man would have never came to America because there was only a few of them. If they had shown strength first, they felt like nothing would happen. But because they showed weakness first instead of strength, it ended up affecting their course of history. So, and then the same could be saying about our peoples, because our people were welcoming. The stories go that we were welcoming. We fed them when they came to Africa, showed them stuff, showed them where we go and stuff like that, instead of just being more.
Black people are Indian.
So you say that it kind of sounds like it says that showing kindness was showing weakness.
Yeah, you know what they say. You're taking my kindness for weakness.
I like to say something.
But also, I do feel that they're naive to their tricks. I think that might be the weakness.
That's the key.
I like to say
they're naive to their tricks.
I like to say I would like to piggyback, leapfrog, double Dutch backflip off of what y'all both said. So first, to say to Mims, I think you're saying showing weakness. I think it's important to kind of distinguish what we consider to be weakness and what we consider to be strength. And like how you were saying, Uzo, like kindness, I think kindness is something that's mistaken for weakness. But I feel like when people are abundant and they're civilized and they have education and knowledge of self, spiritual knowledge, the Europeans didn't have those same type of values. So it's like when they came over, it's like kind of like you're blaming yourself, victim blaming, because you weren't expecting that. I don't think people who are on a different level, intellectually, spiritually, physically, would be able to anticipate the type of evil and the type of shit that they were on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it be like that when you're dealing with interpersonal relationships. You might encounter someone like who's not on the shit that you're on, but you don't even anticipate it. It's not that you can't see it, and it's not that you can't read it, but that's just not how you come in, and that doesn't make you weak per se. That makes you very strong to be able to give like that open-handedly. That means you're an abundant person and you don't have to be stingy or hold on to anything. You feel me? They did not have that same type of mindset, so no one can anticipate the type of dastardly shit that they had in mind for that, because that's not the type of shit that they be exposed to. That's not the type of shit anybody around to be on.
But I feel like it does make you weak though.
It does.
It doesn't make you weak. It may make you inexperienced. Yeah. It may make you inexperienced to that type of stimuli, but that doesn't make you weak. You know?
Remember when we got attacked in Pearl Harbor? Remember what it says in the history books? We showed too much weakness, and that's why we got attacked. When one of our bases got attacked over in Europe, we didn't do anything. When Hitler attacked one of the bases in Europe, the American bases, we didn't do anything. We had no response. So then Hitler thought it was sweet, and so what did he do? He fucking bombed Pearl Harbor. He had the Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor because he's like, hey, look, the Americans are weak. I just took over one of their bases. So the Japanese looked at it as like, oh, yes, we're close to America. Yeah, we can just fucking, you know what I'm saying? That's how it started. We've seen the movies. We've fucking known that in history book. Yeah. So if even America showed weakness, attacked. We showed weakness in 9/11. We got attacked. We let them in the country. There's a whole fucking video on it. We let them in the country. What did we? I
feel like 9/11 is more calculated.
There was a discussion with them at the embassy. Look, at the embassy, they had a discussion with them to try to end their radical movement. They violently said, no, we will never end this radical movement. So when they said that, that was your cue to say, hey, let's arrest these guys now before they do something. No, they didn't arrest them, and now thousands, it was thousands of people got killed. Yeah.
But does that go back to us being naive?
Yes.
I think it's just you just weren't exposed to that 222. Oh, you see all them twos? Did you see that? It was all twos at one point. Anyway, I think it just goes back to, you weren't exposed to that type of stimuli. It's like introducing yourself to fire for the first time. Like, it's hot, and then when you realize that shit can fuck you up, you now have that in your brain center, like, okay, now I know that. I just don't feel like that no one could be anticipating the shit that they were on until it happened. But it's like, and that happens in life. That shouldn't have happened. That should not have been able to happen within the human context of history, but it did. But I don't think that necessarily has to do with the inherent weakness. It's just they were living a different perspective, a different life. They were on a different level than what they were on, and they were both foreign. They were foreign to it.
If I think, can I say?
Yeah.
When I think about it, it's like, well, if they like brought them into, hey, like we show you our shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, we tricked y'all, like, oh, we're gonna learn all their shit, we're gonna learn all their tricks. Wait till they're weak, wait till they're the most vulnerable. Now we're gonna get them to take over. That you see the weakness, you're just waiting, plotting, and seeing like I don't know. I think you're just much more smarter than you're.
I mean, I understand the world was young at the time, but it's just like, as Africans, were they never exposed to like, dastardly people like that?
But remember
how? Oh my bad. But remember how when we were talking at the party, as I was saying, we were talking about how we were divided, black people, because black people, our tribe, we had different tribes for fighting each other. So, and they're saying like white people, they work together, they unite with each other, they work together. So when they came to Africa, they were able to conquer us because we were divided already too at that. So when like what you're saying, no, you said that right? When they know about some diabolical shit.
Yeah.
I would say like Europeans also have countries. They're not all buddy. Like, they've annexed each other. They've started war with each other. They got beef with each other and stuff like that.
But here's the thing.
Europe. So that's like a normal thing. Like, I feel like that's normal. And also having different tribes and different cultures doesn't necessarily mean that you're divided. And there definitely probably was like slavery, but it wasn't. It was not on the same level as transatlantic slave trade. Like, anything disgusting and dehumanizing that you can think of, that shit happened in slavery times 100. Like, things that you wouldn't even be able to imagine.
I have a question for you though.
Yeah, I'm potentially.
Has anyone tried to snake their way into? Have you noticed? Has any girl tried to snake their way into your life with bad intentions?
Yes.
Okay, and did you catch them right away?
Yes.
So you weren't naive?
No.
But is that because you've been through it before, you've seen it happen?
Not really, because I would say when it comes to friendship, I take my time. Like, I don't mind taking my time and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you definitely see it. Sometimes you want to give people the benefit of the doubt, but I don't believe in that because that's like an enabling tool. Like,
you weren't naive. Has it happened to you?
You're interrupting,
Prince?
darling.
Oh, my bad.
And also, I'd like to say, what did I want to say? Think of it quickly. Oh, yes. Okay. I think the way that y'all are thinking of it is from a very masculine perspective. And when I say masculine, I don't necessarily mean men, because women also have masculine energy the way that men also have feminine energy. So I'm not like assigning it to a particular gender. But masculine energy is about going on like conquer tactic strategy, and you can't always think about conquer tactic strategy with every situation. You have to include intuitiveness, you have to include like all that other stuff in order to have a balanced approach, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's how men approach things often. Even the way they approach women is about tactic strategy, boom, trying to figure out okay,
hey,
I can put you. So it's like you're viewing this from a very masculine perspective. Like, if masculine energy, I compare it to like drinking coffee. Like, let's say drinking coffee. Masculine energy is drinking that coffee for the caffeine to get up and go to achieve something. Like, feminine energy is like, what kind of coffee beans are these? Ethiopian? Are they from Brazil? What kind of cup am I drinking it out of? Is there cream? Is there sugar? Is it a cappuccino? It's like,
before you go on to the next subject on that,
the details before.
I gotta ask you a question.
And both of those, you need both of them. Go ahead, ask your question.
So, you made a huge point.
I know.
But you just made a huge point for why men have certain roles in society versus why a lot of women gear themselves towards a certain role. So they always say, "Oh, why do more women go towards nursing, nourishment, caring?" Right?
And also, nursing is a big bag. Breadwinner.
Okay. Yeah, I get that too. But
big bag.
Why do you think men go more towards strategic situations?
Men are nurses too. And you have to be strategic as a nurse. People be dying in front of you, bro. You gotta have like some tactics.
You gotta let me finish, so that way you understand it. So there's a certain reason for that, right? And that means that those men have certain roles, and because they think a certain way, making themselves not subject to being naive to certain situations, right? And since women have they've become more independent, they now realize they have that they can build that trait too, right? Because like you said, there was a girl that tried to snake their way into your life, but you stopped that shit, right? You stopped because your intuition taught you that, right? Because women have become more able to take on those manlier roles lately. They've been more independent, right? So now they think different. So back in those times, if you think back in those times, women had one role. Men had one role. But what did we also hear? The chief would fall in love with his wife, and his wife would sometimes affect his decisions, right? A woman can sometimes affect your decisions in battle. Why do you think in the Army, right, they give you no female contact to stop you from affecting a woman from affecting your decisions on the battlefield? Which is why at one point they didn't want women in the Army for that reason, because they felt like it would affect the men's decision on the battlefield, because a woman's mind will think a certain way versus a man's mind, right? But then there was women that were coming in saying, nah, bro, we got the same mind as them, which is what created women being able to be in there, because they were making the same decisions as them. But a male's mind is still reproduction. And so their problem was being mentally focused when a pretty female who's in the suit coming by, you haven't seen a female in 7 months. Which we just saw the reason why in Fort Hood with these females going missing. Like, they're getting, stuff's happening to them, you know? So, like I said, that was a point there. That's like the naiveness right there. Like, our naiveness is now different from back then. Our brains think differently. Now there's some people whose grandparents were around during all the segregation stuff, right? And their grandparents tell us why our generation is being so good about this. Like, we're actually stepping up early before shit gets crazy.
Right now, they had to.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
but
I had somebody tell me about that.
So, like, our people are stepping up earlier than what our ancestors did, like our grandparents did. Our grandparents, it took them a little bit more time to do that. With us, we did it right away.
I have a few things to say. I don't know if anyone else would like to speak before I go, because I'm going to be babysitting the mic for a while.
Yeah, I can't be long because we got to cut it.
But I'll try to be very quick. So first, I'd like to say naivety. I believe that's how you say it. It's not exclusive to one particular gender more than the other. It really depends on your experience, your life experience, how in tune you are with yourself, and how well you can read the motivations of others. There are some very naive men. There are some just naive people in general. I don't think it has anything to do with whether or not you have a vagina or balls. I like to also say, how you're talking about war and you're talking about tactic and logic and everything, and women are also very much so capable of that. Women have led armies. Women have been the heads of empires. Like, that's not no new shit. That's also not gender exclusive. To be able to lead, the power to be able to inspire, to be able to strategize, all that stuff. That's not gender exclusive either. To say that what else did you say? You were talking for a minute. I was listening. Okay, so to say outside of kind of like the double standard of how people perceive what feminine energy is supposed to be, what masculine energy is supposed to be, what women and men are supposed to be based on these gender roles, you mentioned how that has been decided. That's been decided by societal norms that have been based off of the idea of patriarchy that position men in positions of privilege and money and power and everything. And those are where those standards came from. And from men declared that those standards would be.
And when those standards changed, they became.
And women have been working. Like, women have been doing all that shit. That's nothing new whatsoever, especially black women. Like, in America, black women are the most educated group, like some of the highest earners in the country. So it's those standards that were created by society, by men in particular, over over hundreds of whatever the fuck eons of years and shit. Women have always known how to be spiritual and be tactical and to lead. There's plenty of matriarchal societies. There's plenty. That's like spirituality, where spirituality came from. Like we talking about tarot cards and Ouija boards. Like it was women doing that shit, getting burned at the stake because they wouldn't give fucking no pussy. Like imagine like turning a nigga down and he go to the town square and say you a witch because he mad and bitter that you spiritual and elevated and shit and sexy.
No, but if you messing with weird
witch
stuff, that's witch.
With
Yeah,
witch.
it is witchcraft.
Okay,
at one point, if a girl studied science, they would call her a witch too.
They would. A girl would be like, "Oh my God, look, you guys, look at this! I set this on fire." They'd be like, "Oh, witch, throw her." If she's in a progressive mind state, progressive energy that is helping people.
If she wanted to be like an army,
herself.
she'd be considered a witch.
If her painting was too good, she's a witch. If her bills paid early, she's a witch. Her socks match, she's a witch. They were just finding out. They were just finding out reasons to barbecue a bitch. Like they just wanted to barbecue. They just wanted to.
What the fuck?
All right. Dang. Well, this I love having a female on here and just having them throw their a woman. I love having a woman on here and they put in their perspective because they always try to redirect and say, "Man, it's like thinking so like
big
this,
brain
and
time.
it's just not this and that." And I feel like they need to like think different. But I really love having y'all perspective. I really do. I love how y'all like try to force us to think differently, and that's really good.
Y'all put me some.
But that's the reason why we need y'all in our life. You feel me? That's why we need y'all as much as y'all need us. And
yeah, this is a 50-50 thing.
Yeah.
I just need the blue faces. That's all I need.
I don't know what that means.
Blue faces. You don't know what that means?
Oh, the money?
Yeah, which is always talking about that. But lonely, I don't get lonely.
The money. No, do you just need your own money? Do you need your own money or somebody?
But they want to be independent.
I need money in general.
If I bring $50, you bring $50.
I can have your money. I have my own money.
Facts.
More money. Everyone's money is someone's money. When you giving your money, it's your money.
So you want to be independent with somebody else's money.
Yeah.
That's how money goes.
Do you want to add on to some money or you want to like...
I add on to myself. Building with someone would include that. Like, you know, it's like bricks, stacks.
Alright, man. Alright. That's a whole nother subject. That's a whole nother subject.
That's why I'm hanging out with you.
Alright, so it's been real good, y'all. I already did y'all's closing. I don't feel like doing it no more right now. We already did it. Y'all already know who we are. My name is Prince.
Wakanda forever.
Mims.
Oh, shit.
Uzo.
Arryon, aka Black Panther.
Arryon. Black House Cat.
The Tan Panther.
Right. Hey y'all, it's been real, y'all. Y'all be safe. You know, Corona season. You know, happy Halloween. You know what I'm saying?
Happy Halloween.
Yeah, we did. We told some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? About weird experiences. Yeah, y'all. It's been real. Love to live life, and yeah. All right, y'all ready for the Ouija board?
I'll run the fuck out.
I'll run it.
Oh yeah, I really want to